This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Coming up on this episode of DL Weekly, an Australian favorite is coming to Disneyland. A full year of events and happenings have been posted for 2026.
Candlelight processional dates, new and holiday characters are all over. Kids save some money this summer. We talked to Lyndsey about the christening of the Disney Destiny and more. DL Weekly starts now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard the DL Weekly podcast. Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding. If this is your first time listening, we hope you'll check out our website at DLWeekly.net. If you have more time to spend, becoming an official weekly tier at DLWeekly.net/support is an especially good value. Thanks for traveling with us today, and we hope you have a happy and memorable listen to this week's episode.
Well, hello and welcome to this episode of DL Weekly for the week of December 3rd, 2025. I'm Tig Bushman.
And I'm Teresa Urban. We would like to thank everyone who supports the show, but this week we would like to give a special shout out to Emily K., Amanda S., Monica L., and Kate A. If you would like to help support the show and get ad-free versions of each episode, access to our supporter-only chat, and a bunch of other fun perks, head on over to dlweekly.net/support and become an official weekly tier.
Now let's get to the news.
Extra, extra, read all about it. DL Weekly reports from intrepid correspondents Tag and Teresa. You heard it here first, ladies and gents. Breaking news!
Well, weekly tiers who have younger children or just love Australian kids shows will be happy to hear that Bluey is coming to Disneyland in 2026. Bluey and her sister Bingo will be on stage in the Fantasyland Theater along with some comedic actors and musicians to bring music and games from the Bluey show to life. The new show premieres on March 22nd.
This looks fun. If they actually transform the space like what the concept art looks like, it doesn't even look recognizable that this is the Fantasyland Theater. Like they're going all in for this because, we've had similar things happening. Right now it's like holiday themed. It was themed for Pixar, but this there's a canopy of trees that are like up and around the stage. It just feels like it's much more transformed even than what we have been seeing more previously. I do have mixed feelings about this. I think this will be super fun, but it makes me a little sad that we're not getting an actual show in this space because Mickey and the Magical Map was just such a great addition to Disneyland, and I just really love live entertainment like that. I think these little dance parties and such are fun, especially for kids, and Bluey is a very, very popular character that is not represented in the parks really at all. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm also a little sad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, for our people who are listening that go to Disney World or go on cruises, which, this is a great episode for the cruise people. In summer of 2026 at Walt Disney World at the Animal Kingdom theme park, Bluey and Bingo will be there as well. And then on the Disney Cruise Line in 2026, some domestic sailings will have greetings, dance parties, and more. So lots of Bluey and Bingo. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, this Bluey kind of took the world by storm, a year and a half ago, when it kind of came over here, maybe 2 years at this point. And it was adults were watching it, without children. And then I was like, what is this about? So James and I watched a few episodes, and it's great. It's such a good show. Although I was today years old when I realized that Bluey is a girl.
What? Really? Even I knew that.
I don't know why, but I thought Bluey was a boy for some reason. Probably because Bluey's blue. Sure. And the color that is normally associated with boys is blue. So that's probably what my problem was. But I don't know. I think I'd go see this.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Also,
I would go see this too.
This explains the postings for jobs because it's the musicians and the improv people. Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's what's happening there. So
you can join the fun of Bluey's best day ever. But the theme is that there's a fair at Bluey's school, which I want to go see what this is. I don't know. I don't know anything about, I've never seen a Bluey show.
Really?
So I don't know these characters, but the names make me want to go. I'm intrigued. So you can see the grannies. You can dance with Chattermax. You can eat some favorite foods inspired by the series over at Troubadour Tavern, plus more. But they do have mini shows throughout the day, kind of like what they did for the Pixar version that they had on back there too, where they have like actors that are doing stuff and kind of engaging with the crowd. But there'll be musicians too that are going to bring, it says, the best of music and games from Bluey episodes to life. So if you're a Bluey fan, this is definitely the place to be.
I think you should. They're short episodes. I think tonight you should go watch like one or two Bluey episodes. A fun game
called Keepy Uppy.
That's what I'm saying. You should go watch an episode or two of Bluey.
Yep, I will. But it's just, we don't have small. My niece is turning 2 in January, and she apparently has just recently discovered Bluey. I will say though, I feel like this is so off track. I'm sorry, but they were just up here for Thanksgiving, and I was a very proud Disney aunt because she is not almost 2, not quite.
Okay.
Is just learning to talk. One of the words that she knows and gets very excited about is Mickey Mouse. She was having so much fun at my house because she kept seeing Mickey Mouse everywhere, and so she's pointing out Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
Oh, well, there you go.
Good job. Good job.
There you go.
Well, last year, Disney did a great job announcing the first half of the year's events at the end of 2024. This time, we get the entire year of events. The first of the announcements is that Disneyland Resort's 70th celebration will run through August 9th, 2026. All the 70th entertainment will return in January. So this includes the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade, Wondrous Journeys, the Nighttime Spectacular, Paint the Night, Nighttime Parade, and Mickey and Minnie and the gang all in their 70th attire.
So we didn't know exactly. We knew that the 70th celebration was going to continue. We didn't know when necessarily it was going to come back. We assumed it was going to come back right after the holiday season. We didn't know
sometimes there's
everything,
like
but there
break. You go. Sometimes after the holidays, they have kind of like a little, like a month maybe.
Sure.
Where it's like Mickey's Mixed Magic will come in and play to then full swing into whatever the theme's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited that they're bringing a lot of these things back. I love Wondrous Journeys, so I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. Of course, Paint the Night, which I think is going to stick around past the 70th. We'll see how that goes. And then, of course, if you didn't get your opportunity to see Mickey, Minnie, and the gang in their amazing outfits, you will get to now. All right, that is number 1. We have quite a few stories and stuff. So number 2, starting January 23rd through February 22nd, Lunar New Year will return to Disney California Adventure. 2026 is the year of the horse. So Horace Horsecollar, I did not know that was his last name, will be appearing during the festivity. Celebrate Gospel also returns on 2 weekends on February 20th and 21st and February 27th and 28th.
Such fun events. One thing that I did see, because Celebrate Gospel in the past has come to the Fantasyland Theater for some of the performances and stuff, so they are shifting since we're getting ready for Bluey, right? Because Bluey's coming in March. So some of the Celebrate Gospel performances may not be held in Disneyland proper, in the Fantasyland Theater. They're going to be shifting to the Downtown Disney stage, which I think is great because then it's not behind like the ticket paywall. Yeah. Anybody can come and enjoy these performances.
I think that's great.
Yeah. I really love the Downtown Disney stage now that they've redone it. I think it's such a, I feel like I say this all the time. If I were local and didn't have an annual pass and so I wasn't able to get in the parks, or even if I did, I just think it's such a fun place, and they keep having all sorts of really great entertainment, movies, all sorts of different things happening over there. Yeah.
No, I think it's great. And then taking this, like you said, out of the park and putting it somewhere where more people can be exposed to it. Because a lot of people, if there's something happening, a performance happening at that stage or almost any stage, people may not like plan to go see it, but if it's playing, they'll stop by and see it. So I think that's great. Also, back in the Fantasyland Theater, there's plenty of traffic that goes back through there, especially with like the Toontown remodel and stuff that happened. But you're going to get a lot more foot traffic in Downtown Disney.
Well, even so, that theater, how it's built, I feel like if you don't know that it's back there, it's easy to kind of miss it if you're on that main path just heading to and from Toontown.
Sure.
And sometimes, even like sound-wise, they kind of have it contained pretty well, that even if there is something super amazing and fun happening, you might not be able to hear it over on that main path, let alone see the actual theater. So I think this is great because, like you said, more people will be able to kind of stumble upon the entertainment. I think that's part of the magic of Disneyland Resort itself.
And I think it'll be better for the performers, too, because they'll get more exposure.
Well, moving on down the calendar, Anaheim Ducks Day returns this year on February 22nd. Anaheim Ducks players and Wild Wing will be making appearances throughout the day. Moving into March 6th sees the return of the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival, which runs through April 27th. Nothing new has been announced for this event at this time, just the dates of when it's happening.
Yeah. But, of course, a very popular event that happens at California Adventures is Food and Wine Festival. You get lots of different tastes from all around California. You get some really cool culinary folks there cooking and doing demonstrations and stuff that. You get beverage seminars and, of course, a bunch of family-friendly entertainment. So always a good time. People seem to love it. It's the good counterpart to the Epcot Food and Wine Festival that is a huge success out in Walt Disney World. Star Wars fans will be excited to blast off on a new adventure starting on May 22nd when Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run gets a new adventure with The Mandalorian and Grogu. This goes along, of course, with the premiere of the movie that is coming out around that time as well.
And I believe it was last week that was the announcement of when the Star Wars night event dates were happening. And it does seem like Hyperspace Mountain is also coming back as well.
Nice.
So that's even more exciting. So it just says coming soon, including the return of Hyperspace Mountain for a limited time beginning on April 28th for that. So they haven't announced like a specific Season of the Force, which they've done previously, but typically Season of the Force.
Going to this year.
Well, and Season of the Force usually just means that we get the ride overlays.
Yeah.
And then maybe some extra characters. This past Season of the Force introduced the projection show back in Galaxy's Edge, which is amazing. And I was so grateful and happy to see that they kept that and that didn't go away once the Season of the Force finished. And maybe, I don't even know if they really do any specific, maybe some food offerings, but I don't know if there's really any specific merch that they did for Season of the Force. So I feel like even though they didn't announce it, I feel like it's still happening, right?
Yeah, I just don't think they're branding it
as
something. I think that it's just going to be, like you said, just like like these things are just happening. I think they've got enough other stuff going on, which we're going to continue to talk about here as we go along.
On July 2nd, the new version of Soarin' will debut at Disney California Adventure. The new Soarin' Across America premieres just in time to celebrate the 4th of July. No new details on where the new path will take you, but it's sure to be a fun update to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America.
Yeah, so we knew this was coming. And did we know also the date? I think that at some point they had announced that it was coming around July 4th.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact date before, so I think I feel like that's new.
Well, at least we have a date now, so that'll be exciting. I'm curious to see like the locations and how they, because the Soarin' Over the World was different feeling to me than Soarin' Over California. Yeah. So I'm curious like which direction they go to. Did they listen to people's feedback? Because people seem to generally like the Over California slightly better. So
and I think that's because of, how do I say this? We didn't have things in Soarin' Over California like it was really important where you sat because there was a lot of distortion with Soarin' Over the World. The thing that I'm most excited about is to see the new technology, upgrade in technology and what these new scenes are going to look like with all that. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
That'll be exciting. And I agree with you, seeing the upgrade and what that happens. You know what I wish they'd bring back? They probably won't. But I liked it when the screen was dark and when you did the initial lift, it felt like magical when you came out into the clouds, where now it's just the blue screen. Well, returning to downtown Disney is Disney on the Yard Fest, powered by Celebrate Soulfully on June 19th. The event celebrates the spirit and traditions found at historically black colleges and universities, along with drum majors and drum major Mickey Mouse.
The thing that I'm most excited about this is that it's in downtown Disney. I just think this is so fun that some of these events that, to kind of get them out into different spaces so that more people can enjoy them and more people can kind of, if you don't, it's one of those things that in downtown Disney, if you don't know what's happening, it's much easier to kind of like happily stumble upon these live performances with where the stage is, because the sound travels, so it's not like you have to be right there to see it, and it's just more open. You're literally, if you're walking in the new downtown Disney gates, you are walking right past the stage as you're coming in to the parks or to the resort. So I'm really happy to see this, and I think it'd be fun too because then maybe they could do stuff like in the lawn itself.
Oh,
like
sure.
They could be doing like, it'd be down in the crowd too and not just up on the stage like you are kind of at the Fantasyland Theater. So I think this is great.
I did not know that Mickey Mouse had a drum major outfit, but that is cool because I love like bands and drum lines and stuff like that. They're always so fun.
A couple of one-off days that are happening are the return of D23 Day at Disneyland on August 13th, so mark your calendars. This is a one-day event celebrating D23, the ultimate Disney fan event that takes place the following 3 days. Disney Junior Let's Play Party returns August 13th through the 16th.
Yeah, so this Disney Junior Let's Play Party, we didn't do that last time, did we?
No.
Because that was also there during the same period as D23 Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, so D23 Day, we basically were
Hung
in
out in Disneyland
the whole time. And then the Disney Junior stuff was happening over in DCA. So yeah, no, we did not, we weren't able to do both.
Yeah. D23 Day, if you can make it though, really fun day in the park.
Yes.
If you ever wanted to meet anybody from the D23 fan club, a lot of them are there that day. Of course, we got ears. I don't know what they're doing this year, but last year they did ears.
Yeah, they did a giveaway where they, at the first however many people through the gates, got a special set of commemorative Mickey ears, which mine are around here somewhere. And they had like fun photo ops that were kind of all around. There was stuff happening in downtown Disney. The thing that was cool too is a lot of people are already in town for D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event. So it was a good way to kind of connect and run into like friends, if you know, because if you've ever been to D23, it's just the main event.
Chaos.
It's massive. Even if you know 100 people there, you may not ever see those people because there's just so many things going on, and you could very easily just be in these panels opposite of them and all that kind of stuff. So it is kind of nice to be able to like run into people while we were at Disneyland for D23 Day.
All right, folks, we've made it towards the end here. Finally, the last big celebrations also have official dates. Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort is running August 21st through October 31st. Oogie Boogie Bash will return for a record 33 dates throughout the season. Plaza de la Familia at Disney California Adventure Park will run August 21st through November 2nd. And finally, Holidays at the Disneyland Resort begins on November 18th. So even later than usual, with no end date announced, but typically it's that week into after that first week in January. They just haven't gotten that far out with the dates yet.
I know that I'm wrong because every year I feel like I say this and it's wrong, but I hope, every year I still hope, with there being a bigger gap in between Halloween time and the holidays, I'm just going to keep putting it out into the universe that perhaps one year there will not be snow on the castle for Halloween. There, it's out in the universe. I know it's not going to happen, but I am putting it out there.
Also wish that would happen. So we can just hope that they are going to keep the filming of the holiday specials after that time.
Yeah, use that in between time. I don't, probably not, but I'm putting it out there. Or if you're going to do it, I will make a deal with you, Disney. If we're going to put snow on the castle before Halloween time, then we need like a Santa Jack Skellington thing happening over there to kind of like make it make sense with Halloween time.
So we are like a week and a half into August is when the Halloween season starts, because it's like that last week in August and then a couple days on either side of that. So that's pretty early. And then what did we say? The holiday time starts November 18th.
November 18th.
That's on a Wednesday.
Yeah. We were talking about this in the chat and people were kind of like, Wednesday, but I don't know. The kickoff to any of these seasons are always very, very busy. Typically they happen though on Fridays. So yeah, it's curious, why Wednesday? Maybe they're not doing the Friday before because that's the weekend after Veterans Day. So maybe they're already anticipating there to be larger crowds.
It's also only a week before Thanksgiving, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why exactly that, but I feel like maybe that was like the compromise.
You're only going to get get 7 weeks potentially.
It is a much shorter holiday season this year. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure there's a rhyme or reason, right?
We can hope. Maybe there's something we just don't know about yet.
Exactly. Well, on to news that is happening this holiday season. So we talked all about 2026. Now we're back in 2025. The Candlelight processional has official dates. December 6th and 7th. That's right, this weekend at 5:30 p.m. and 7:45 p.m. both evenings. For all the details and how you can grab a spot to watch this, check out episode 266, where we talk with Patrice, who got to attend. She's attended multiple years.
Yeah.
She's kind of like a Candlelight pro. In fact, she made friends the first year that she camped out for a spot, and then the next year when she went back, those friends were there again. So I thought that was so cool that she had the same friends and they just happened to be, anyways.
If I lived down there, I would go and sit and wait for this, but I just can't.
Such good people watching to just chill on Main Street.
But that would be a long day of kind of sitting there.
Day.
But what better place than to be in Town Square on Main Street to watch people?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's coming in, you get to see people going out, you get to see a lot of things.
Yeah.
Of course, the Dapper Dans are probably going to be there for part of the day. You're probably going to get the band at some point.
That's true.
Am I guessing that they don't?
Going on.
They probably don't do the flag retreat ceremony that day, because that'd be right in the midst of where they have the seating and stuff.
Know. That's a good question.
Anyway, interesting thoughts. Maybe these are things I never thought to ask about or bring up. Well, there are a lot of new and holiday characters out and about at the resort. Of course, last week we talked about Officer Clawhauser and Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. They are meeting and greeting in the Hollywood Backlot, of all places, so not next to Little Mermaid this time. Deadpool has returned for the holidays in the Hyperion courtyard next to Avengers Campus, where he tells some holiday tales like only Deadpool could. Isabella and Luisa from Encanto have been meeting and greeting in Plaza de la Familia. And after dark, guests can see Chewbacca in his Life Day robe near the Millennium Falcon. He also has a glowing orb, which is probably why it's after dark.
Very, very fun. The thing that I think is very cool about this is Officer Clawhauser, Judy Hopps, and Nick Wilde. While, yes, they're in the Hollywood Backlot, it's themed. There's a little, photo op background thing that they're in front of, which there's a Gary DeSnake kind of, poking his head out around the corner. So I think that's really fun that you not only get to meet the characters in their new costumes, or in Officer Clawhauser's, that's the first time you get to meet him, but it's also this fun themed little corner that they've got set up back there. I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
And there is a photo booth that's back there too that Mice Chat reported on these things. And I like that it's a selfie station.
With lots of S's.
Yes, for Zootopia 2. I don't know if this is something that's just available for Magic Key holders, if it's available for all ticketed guests, or what the specifics are with it, but it's just another fun way to promote Zootopia 2.
And of course, Deadpool riding his little unicorn.
Yeah. And he's dressed as a Santa, Santa version of Deadpool.
Yes. And then Luisa and Isabella, awesome. They're meeting together, as a pair, at least when Mice Chat was there. I'm so curious about this Life Day After Dark thing with Chewbacca. I think it'd be cool to see that. I didn't even know Life Day stuff was still going on. Also, help me here. People are going to shun me and send me terrible things when I ask about this.
No.
Did Zootopia 2 already come out?
It came out this weekend, yeah.
Did you see it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Or do you plan to see it, or are you going to wait?
Heck yes. We watched Zootopia this weekend to prepare ourselves going into Zootopia 2, because it'd been a little while since we had seen Zootopia.
It has been a while since I've seen it as well.
It's very cute. Oh, Megan said that so right now is our one of our fun perks for our supporters. It's our episode live stream, and Megan A chimed in and said that they saw it and it was really fun.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm curious to figure out what's the snake's name?
Gary DeSnake.
Gary DeSnake. Curious to see how that goes. I need to watch it again. I know the one thing I remember from Zootopia is my father-in-law with the nieces and nephews. He likes to make a joke about, did you see Judy Hopps? Judy Hopps, he was big into Judy Hopps. I don't know why, but he was always talking about Judy Hopps.
Well, maybe you can invite your father-in-law to go see Zootopia 2.
They're actually, I think they're on a cruise right now.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that's an excuse then.
But
if they were on a Disney cruise, they could be watching it at sea.
Well, and Zootopia, that's true. Mm-hmm. But they're going on I don't remember what cruise line, but they have, maybe it was MSC. They love MSC, but I don't know if they have a brand new cruise ship called the World America or something, and they're going on it.
There you go.
So anyway, but I do know that Zootopia, the first one, was huge in the Asia market. So I'm surprised they've waited as long as they have to make a sequel, because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
it has. Well, a holiday tradition has returned to the Grand Californian lobby. The gingerbread house this year took 720 hours to create, with 530 pounds of gingerbread, 480 pounds of powdered sugar, 60 pounds of fondant, 45 pounds of dark chocolate, 40 pounds of white chocolate, and 32 pounds of rice cereal treats. There are 25 hidden Mickeys to find. So I think this is so cute because they're leaning into the like Scrooge theme that they've got going over with their Christmas Carol dinner. And you've got Scrooge McDuck kind of in the front as Scrooge, with in his pajamas with his sack over his shoulder.
They got all these little hidden Mickeys, like,
yeah.
Look at some of these like little Mickeys hidden in different things all over the place. I love looking for the hidden Mickeys and things. I do like when they tell you how many there are.
Yes.
Because at what point do you stop looking? Like a couple of years ago we were there and they said there was like, I don't know, 23 or something, and we couldn't find like the last 2. And we probably would have just been like, I guess we found them all.
Right. Nope, yeah. I like that too. I do wish that maybe somewhere there was a sheet.
Oh, like an answer key.
With an answer key or something, because that one year that I think I'm remembering the same that you were talking about, there was other people that were also like going around trying to find all of the hidden Mickeys, and we started like doing group efforts like, well, wait, did you see this one over here? So like as a group we did find all of them, but it was fun. If we would have just been looking ourselves, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't have spotted all of them. So you never know.
A ticket deal is coming for summer 2026. This ticket offer is for kids ages 3 to 9 to visit the resort for $50 per child with park hopping. There is also a 2 and 3 day ticket options priced at $100 and $150, which keeps the $50 price for each day, basically. Tickets are valid May 22nd through September 7th, 2026. So if you want to get in on the last little bit of the Disneyland 70th, or you want to get it on the very beginning of the Halloween time celebrations, this ticket is perfect for that.
The other thing, too, I think it's great that we are getting another ticket deal. This one is available for everyone as long as you're within the age group of 3 to 9 years old. However, there's also, it starts like the day that this episode drops, there's a California resident ticket that's a 3-day park hopper for $249. So, and this is again open to all California residents for this 3-day park hopper, whereas the kids ticket is open to anyone as long as you're within the 3 to 9 age range to get these great discounted tickets. I think this is super fun, because who doesn't like discounts to go visit Disney? Then we just have more money for the important things like churros and Dole Whip or ears. Yes.
I also will mention, because I think it's a good time to talk about this, that if you book something like this with our fancy travel planning people over at Concierge, they are always looking at these deals, and they can, if one of these things come out, right, you can try to get the deals for people.
Yep, I have my calendar set to remind me tomorrow when the California resident comes out to get a couple people some discounts that already have their trips booked. So it's one of the fun things that we like to kind of do to sprinkle a little extra pixie dust on your vacations.
Proactively do that, right? So it's not like somebody has to come to you. You're just like, guess what? I've saved you a bunch of money.
Yeah, I actually have a list started of people that can take advantage of this new kids deal that was just announced today that I'll be reaching out to say, hey, we can't do anything just yet, but FYI, there's a deal.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like deals, right?
Another perk of booking through a travel planner. And travel planning is free. They're not going to charge you anything extra. We've already talked about it before. We do have Lyndsey on here for our discussion topic pretty soon, but that is not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because I don't keep up. I mean, I do because we're the podcast, but like outside of the podcast, if I was going to like Disney World, I'm not keeping up on the Disney World things or the cruise ship things. And
there's a lot of different things happening, so it's hard to keep your finger on the pulse of all of them.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
I am Groot.
What do you mean you're hungry? Kraglin needs those pots for the rehydrator. We don't have time for snacks.
I am Groot.
Were you talking to Tag and Teresa again? How'd they even get a hold of you?
I am Groot.
Fine. One snack. That's it.
I am Groot.
No, I haven't seen any churros. You gotta talk to Vern. And stop smiling.
Well, this week for Snack Chat, we are still making our rounds in downtown Disney, and this week we're stopping at Black Tap Craft Burgers and Shakes. I know Black Tap because of their crazy, crazy shakes.
Yes. Yeah, so Black Tap Craft Burgers and Shakes, they have a lunch and dinner menu, so it's the same menu. So they have a decent amount of like snacks and sides that you can get. So you can get things like crispy Brussels sprouts with sesame tahini. You can get normal things like a Caesar salad. They've got a teriyaki broccoli, which has ginger, garlic, sesame, and scallion. I did not know they had this.
There's buttermilk fried chicken tenders with a house buttermilk dill, Korean barbecue, and lime honey mustard. Ooh. Street nachos, queso bravo, charred corn, scallion, cilantro, cotija cheese, radish, and hot spices, plus fried pickles. Who doesn't love fried pickles?
Yeah, they've got a regular house salad, an arugula salad, guac and chips, and fried mozzarella with a smoky chipotle tomato sauce.
We should go there just for the apps.
I'm telling you.
There wasn't anything on that list that I was like, no thanks.
I want to try
delicious.
the teriyaki broccoli. I love broccoli, especially if it's like grilled or whatever. So,
that and the Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
That
well, I think we found our snacks.
There we go. We found our snacks. If wings are more your thing, they have Korean barbecue rings, hot chili wings, and Mexican hot sauce.
Of course, they have to have craft burgers. It's in their name. So some of the burgers they have is an all-American burger, which is a prime burger, American cheese, and special sauce served with lettuce, tomato, a pickle, and French fries. You can substitute any side at an additional cost. You can get this gluten-free or vegan option available also at an additional cost. You get the old-fashioned, which I don't know if we need to go through all the different toppings, but there's an old-fashioned, there's a black truffle burger, and something called the Champ, which is a half-pound Wagyu beef burger with house buttermilk dill, blue cheese, and arugula served with lettuce, tomato, pickle, and French fries. Wow.
Wow. And wow is right. Moving on, there's the Texan burger, which comes with smoked bacon, aged cheddar, crispy onion rings, sweet baby rays, barbecue, and mayo with lettuce, tomato, and a pickle. The Mexico City with pepper jack cheese, pickled jalapenos, crispy onion rings, and chipotle mayo. There's a black bean burger that comes on a vegan bun. That's great. And then a Wagyu steakhouse burger.
Wow.
So many options. How does one choose?
Also add stuff onto your burger, salad, and sandwiches. They have a fried egg, avocado, caramelized onion, smoked bacon, sauteed mushroom, and, of course, extra cheese.
We have Olivia in the chat that chimed in to say that you can swap for a Beyond Burger for any of them, which is awesome. So it gives you all sorts of options for our non-meat eating friends.
Yeah.
Salads, if you want to go on a lighter note here. We have the Black Tap Burger Salad, which, in my head, I had a question mark with that, like Black Tap Burger Salad, because it has a prime burger, American. It's the same as like the burger, but it's a salad. Prime burger, American cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, pickle, pickled onion, scallion, and a side of special sauce. So it sounds like a burger without the bun, probably.
I'm trying to pull up a picture.
And then,
there it is.
This.
There it is.
Look, it's like literally like the burger patty's not even chopped up. It's just whole thing right on there. There's also a Cheetos chopped salad. I am so curious about these salads. So curious. Green leaf, lettuce, Napa cabbage, fresh corn, spicy black beans, sliced avocado, pico de gallo, red and green peppers, cilantro, scallion, cotija cheese, chipotle honey grilled chicken, radish, Cheetos crunchy flamin' hot, limon, and chipotle buttermilk dill.
Wow. That's a lot.
That sounds delightful.
To something back, they have a crispy chicken Caesar. By the way, the Cheetos one, I think Vern would like it because he liked the weird.
That's true.
Churro. Anyway, a crispy chicken Caesar salad and, of course, a black bean burger salad, which sounds exactly like the Black Tap, but with a black bean burger instead.
But there's charred corn. No, it's different.
Oh, is it?
Marinated kale.
Okay, so
quinoa?
It's got black bean burger, salsa verde, marinated kale, arugula, quinoa, charred corn, pickled onions, cilantro, and mojito dressing. Wow.
I am so curious about all of the above. Because even the one that just sounds generic, the crispy chicken Caesar salad, no. Moroccan spice roasted tomatoes. are on that. So that's more than usual.
One thing I like about Snack Chat is that like we never look at these menus until we're talking about them, and now we're like, what are we missing?
But what we need to do now is we need to make a list so that we make sure we follow through.
We would have to live there to eat all of this.
Like we just make a list, and then when we're there, we just each time we just make sure we
do like one meal.
Yep. Check or at least like one location. Like this last time, we made sure to go to Carnation Cafe because that's something when we were talking about it. We're like, why don't we ever go there for anything but breakfast? Well, now we have,
and it was great.
Exactly. Chicken and sandwiches. We have the crispy chicken sandwich, which again is not your ordinary chicken sandwich. There's buttermilk coleslaw, cilantro, fresh lime, spicy mayo, and Korean barbecue on top of that sandwich.
Wow. There's a BT hot chicken sandwich, which is crispy chicken, hot chili oil, black garlic and chili seasoning, kosher pickle chips, house buttermilk dill, parsley, and French fries.
And the Cali chicken sandwich, which is grilled chicken, Swiss truffle, mayo, sliced avocado, pickled onions, and all of the chicken and sandwiches are served with French fries, or you can substitute, of course.
Olivia also says that the sauces, dressing, and dips are so good.
Okay, what Olivia is trying to politely tell us is we have been sleeping,
apparently,
on Black Tap.
For the kids menu, there's the Diz Kid, which is a mini prime burger and American cheese served with French fries, sweet potato fries, plain broccoli or kids salad, or a grilled cheese, American cheese on Martin's potato bread served with French fries, sweet potatoes, plain broccoli, or kids salad.
You can also choose from crispy chicken tenders or a kid's hot dog. Look at that. They got 4 different kinds of fries. There's Idaho fries, there's cheese fries, there's sweet potato fries, and Black Tap hot fries, all on their little fry menu there. We haven't even gotten to the shakes yet.
Well, now we're at the shakes, which is the thing that like I think we knew coming into this the most. So I'm going to do 2 of these at a time. So I got Bam Bam Shake, which is a vanilla frosted rim with Fruity Pebbles, topped with a Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie treat, strawberry Pop-Tarts, Laffy Taffy, whipped cream, and a cherry. And then the second one is a special edition Crazy Shake featuring Disney Mickey Mouse, which is a vanilla frosted rim with Disney's Mickey Mouse sprinkles topped with a homemade Mickey Mouse shaped crisp treat, white and red rock candy, whipped cream, red sprinkles, and a cherry.
Wow. So we then, moving on, have the Cookies and Cream Supreme, which is a vanilla frosted rim with crushed Oreo topped with a cookies and cream sandwich, crumbled Oreo, whipped cream, and a chocolate drizzle.
Olivia says you need a minimum of 4 people to finish the shakes.
Olivia is our secret Black Tap pro here.
Apparently.
She's the aficionado.
Yeah.
Strawberry shortcake is the next crazy shake on the menu. Vanilla frosted rim with crumbled cake topped with a strawberry shortcake ice cream bar.
Wow.
My goodness. Pink and white twisty pop, whipped cream, strawberry drizzle, crumbled cake, and a cherry.
I highly recommend, by the way, if you are not aware of these shakes, you should go to the link we have in the show notes for Snack Chat, and you should look at the names and search for them on the internet because these things look crazy. Mm-hmm. We have a cookie shake, which is a vanilla frosted rim with cookie crumbles topped with a cookie witch, crumbled cookies, chocolate chips, whipped cream, and a chocolate drizzle.
Oh, my land.
Are you looking up the Bam Bam?
I'm looking up, I'm trying to look up a couple of these as we're looking at them because I just don't think I can wrap my head around what they actually are. The Bam Bam one is visually, oh my Lanta, look at this one.
It's like the size of your forearm.
I don't even know how the cookie sandwich thing is staying on top.
I don't know. There's also a Brooklyn Blackout, which is a chocolate frosted rim with mini chocolate chips topped with 2 chocolate brownies, whipped cream, and a chocolate drizzle. What are the last 2?
This one I saw in the background of another photo, and I'm very excited to share it. It is called the Cake Shake. Vanilla frosted rim with rainbow sprinkles topped with a funfetti cake slice. So a whole slice of cake. It is a double layered cake. Whipped cream, rainbow sprinkles, whipped cream, and a cherry.
Can we just say that they use the type of sprinkles I like, so that makes it even more.
No.
Oh my God, look at the 3 of these. That's the Bam Bam. Is this the cookies and cream? That must be the cookies and cream.
I don't know.
Oh God, there's a Disney food.
No, because the cookies and cream has Oreo. So that one is probably just the cookie shake.
I'm trying to. Where's the picture? Where's the picture? Okay.
Okay. And last but not least, classic shakes. So if these other ones are a little too intense, which there is a lot going on here, or you just don't have enough people with you to be able to consume the whole thing, there are classic shakes in chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, Nutella, peanut butter, cookie, funfetti cake batter, Oreo, cookies and cream, brownie batter, or dulce de leche.
It's the cookie shake.
Yeah.
That's so many cookies.
I think I'm the most impressed as to how they build these. It's kind of like the dessert version of the crazy Bloody Marys, right? Like,
yes,
that's a Midwest, like the Midwest. We really love our Bloody Marys here, and there are restaurants that try and outdo each other with all of the like snacks, I guess, that they put on top of the Bloody Marys, to the point that I just saw one that locally has like crab legs sticking out. It's like their seafood bloody that has like crab legs and everything. I'm like, holy buckets. But I'm always impressed at the like, I don't know, the Jenga balancing abilities for them to put these together.
I just feel like I would walk away from the window where you can buy these and it would just fall everywhere.
We don't have our next trip planned, but this is one of the things. We're planning the trip, and the first thing on the
Why
list
did we not do this when the producers were with us and we could have shared, like Olivia said, it takes 4 people. We had 4 people.
That would have been smart for sure.
Yeah, so Black Tap. By the way, they also have quite a large range of beverage options that you can do. Also, lots of cool stuff there, so go check it out. Olivia gives it 5 stars. The holidays are quickly approaching, and we'll be sending out postcards again this year to all of our supporters at the $3 and above levels. If you're currently a supporter on Patreon, please log in and make sure your address is up to date so you get your card. If you would like to get a postcard from us and are not a supporter, head on over to DLWeekly.net/support. Become an official weekly tier. Get on the list. I believe Teresa ordered them today.
I ordered them yesterday. So hopefully they're in production and going to be on their way to us soon.
And then we will print out labels for all of them and mail them all out to everybody. And my favorite thing for this every year is I like to put them, so for like the big states like California, Nevada, Oregon, Arizona, where like a lot of weekly tiers come from, I just make like a pile. And then I do like zones, like Midwest, I make a pile. And I just like to see where in piles everybody's from. It's crazy.
It's fun.
It's like a cool visual way to see like the spread of our supporters everywhere.
And I will say, please update your address, because it like a little piece of us just is so sad when we mail the cards out and then inevitably some of them come back as like the person has moved or whatever. It just makes us sad. They're like, oh no, they didn't get their card. And maybe other people don't care that much, but we get sad when you don't get the card. So
also,
please update your address.
For more of a business side thing too, like if we spend the money to send it, and then if it comes back, so like you're supporting us.
I know.
You want your money to be used in a good way.
DL Weekly announces the boarding of the Trivia Express, non-stop star speeder service to the moon of Endor. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
Welcome to Trivia Land, where we have 4 regular round questions and a 5th. Well, I have a double up on a listener. One lucky listener has 2 questions tonight. And we've got a bonus round question, all from listeners.
Nice.
Are you feeling knowledgeable? You got it all racked up in your brains? You ready to go?
We'll see.
Oh,
we can hope.
Right. Well, your first 2 questions, both from listener Todd B., because I wasn't paying attention and keeping things varied tonight.
And I think what you mean to say is that Todd B. writes and sends in awesome questions.
And actually, yes, listener Todd B. has always been very good for sending very good questions, but I do try to keep things varied and let everybody get a fair shake.
Sure.
So to anybody that feels like Todd B. is getting too many questions, I apologize. That's on me. I didn't pay attention. So, your first question from listener Todd B. The trash cans for Toontown are taken care of by Magic, M.A.G.I.C. What do those letters stand for?
Something garbage.
Maintenance and garbage crew. Something crew.
Maintenance and garbage something crew. Sure. Maintenance and garbage something crew.
Maintenance and garbage something crew. Final answer?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know if we're going to
You know what's
else.
terrible? I have looked at this and thought it was clever, but did not actually.
You always have this story. I was looking right at this thing, but did not commit it to any type of memory.
All right. Maintenance and garbage something crew. Final answer. Locking it in. Your second listener submitted question from listener Todd B. In San Francisco Square, near the Baby Care Center, there is a Measure Your Height chart that features Baymax.
Oh.
On this chart, how tall is Baymax listed?
Oh boy, 7'2".
6 feet. I feel like it's not going to be. Do you think it's an actual measurement, or do you think it's like something funny?
So,
I don't know.
as we know, I always verify all questions, make sure that I can't get caught up in having a wrong answer. Not only is this what is on the chart, this is also canon throughout the Baymax universe.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to say 6 feet. 7 foot.
I
too.
don't know. That just popped into my head at first, so we went with it.
All right.
Watch you totally pull one out like you usually do.
So Tag is saying 6 foot even, and
Yeah.
Teresa's saying 7'2".
Sure.
All right. Locking that in. Your third.
Well, is he fully inflated, though, Vern? Because, like, if he's deflating, he's going to be a different height. I'm kidding.
Is he shorter when he's not inflated?
Sorry. If
I
you haven't
don't know.
seen it,
No, I'm
Pause. If you haven't seen it, pause the episode right now.
go
Go
watch
watch
it.
it.
the skip ahead 30 seconds thing. But is he shorter when he's deflated?
He gets skinnier for sure. I don't know if he gets shorter.
Right.
but-
Oh, he does have like an
yeah,
exoskeleton.
he does have a skeleton.
Or, no, that would be an endoskeleton.
Mhm.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
He does have a. Yeah.
I mean, he
skeleton.
can deflate all the way down into the suitcase, but
Yep.
Anyway. Your
Let's
third
go.
Now I
listener
want to watch Big Hero 6 again.
Your third listener submitted question from listener Andy M. How many decks are on the Mark Twain riverboat, and which one is the top deck?
Isn't there 4?
4. Wait. 3?
Does the wheelhouse count as one or no?
3. And if you count the wheelhouse,
Yeah.
4.
3
And what was the last part?
decks.
And
plus
what's the name of the top
wheelhouse.
one?
Oh, okay. 3 decks. Well, okay. Then 4 if the wheelhouse is.
And it's probably called the wheelhouse.
Yeah. So what's the top one called? So I'd say there's 3 decks.
And the wheelhouse.
3 decks plus the wheelhouse. So
So you could say 4
4?
decks if that's what he's asking about, and the top one would be the wheelhouse. Yeah.
does that make sense, Vern?
Yes. So you're saying there are 4 decks,
4 decks.
and the topmost one is called the wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Sure.
Final.
All right. And your fourth and final regular round question from listener Ryan P. Where is the Canadian representation in It's a Small World?
Oh, that's my favorite. It's
and
the.
It's
what? I'm not done asking.
Sorry.
And what is it? And if you were a Canadian, what is your nickname for this type of person?
I think it's a Mountie,
It's a Mountie.
and it's like right past the first room. The first room's I don't know, the
It's
North
like just
Pole,
like
the South Pole, but like the frozen places,
Yeah.
and it's like in the little transition space between that and then the next room. And he's great because he
He said, "What is he? He's a royal, a mounted,
A Mountie.
a Canadian? Yeah, but he said what? Like, can you repeat the last part, Vern?
So what is it specifically? Like what is the character
Yeah.
like dressed up as? And what is the nickname that Canadians call this type
Yeah,
of
so the nickname's
no.
a Mountie, but it's a Royal Canadian Mounted Police Officer.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
but they
I
call him
just
a
saw it.
Mountie.
yeah, a mounted police officer,
All right.
He looks
so-
like a nutcracker the way he's
and he
moving
has
his
2
hands
teeth.
and he's doing the teeth thing. He looks like a nutcracker.
All right, so you're saying it's a Royal Canadian Mounted Police Officer, and they call him a Mountie, and it's in the transition area going into where?
From room, I don't know,
From like the ice room.
ice room to the. I don't know what you call that next room. I don't know what to call any of the rooms.
Isn't that next room where like London and everything is?
yeah,
like
it's like
Europe?
in the middle. Yeah, so Europe then,
Yeah.
because there's there's the clown on the high wire that's not.
There's
always
also Peter
working.
Pan and Tinkerbell flying.
Yep, and the can girls.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
to be done with the hula girls that
No,
are like
yeah.
working their business. They were really working it when we were there last time. All of them were working. They were like,
They are like burning so many calories.
And your bonus question tonight from listener Sean. How many numbered parking aisles and lettered sections were there when parking was 25 cents?
Oh,
Well, that's the beginning. That was like in the old lot. So what specifics are you asking for?
When parking was 25 cents, how many numbered parking aisles and lettered sections were there?
Letters. I don't know.
And I'm going to give you a hint as to how tough this question could actually be. Parking was 25 cents from 1955 to 1966.
That's fine. So I'm going to say...
So are we going with the first parking lot or the end of that iteration of the parking lot?
What do you mean?
Dun, dun.
What?
It grew over those 11 years.
Oh, it grew.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to say that it was 8 sections. We had this question before because it was like there was the Eeyore parking lot and because they're all the different sections.
This was numbered and stuff. Because was that numbered then, or was it numbered before they went to like?
Well, because you said sections, right, Vern? And how many number of aisles there were?
Aisles and sections.
Yeah, so sections is like the characters.
Vern, say the question again with this. I thought you said like alphabet.
How many numbered parking aisles and lettered sections were there when parking was 25 cents?
Lettered sections? I don't know. How many aisles? Let's see. I'm just going to throw out numbers. Let's say that there were 45 aisles and...
Oh, you and I are like way off of each other. I said there was 20 aisles with 16 sections.
What did I say?
You said 40?
45 aisles.
45 aisles. And originally you had 8 sections.
Yeah. 20 aisles?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, this will be a good question for us to figure out when we come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your final answer is?
Mine was 8 sections and 45 aisles. Teresa said 20 aisles and 16 sections.
Okay.
Good question, Sean. Good question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listeners, how do you think they did? How did you do listening at home? If you stick around until after the discussion, we can all find out the answers together.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Dallas Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions in a new rivalry with lots of heat. What we have in this game is 2 quarterbacks that are hot, and they love throwing the football down the field for big plays. 2 teams with playoff dreams, where every play matters. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Cowboys and the Lions, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Well, this week for our discussion topic, we are welcoming back, it has been quite a long time we were just looking at, but we are welcoming back Lyndsey, who is the owner of Concierge, who we have talked about numerous times on the show, but she is here this week because she is going to talk about her experience being able to go on the newest Disney Cruise Line ship, the Disney Destiny. Lyndsey, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Lyndsey, since it's been a little while, we just looked it up. It's been a year since you've been on last, but we want to kind of just remind all of our listeners kind of who you are so they can get to know you a little better. So can you kind of tell us your Disney story?
Yes. So I feel like my Disney story has kind of changed a little since the last time I was here. So that's fun. So I grew up in Southern California, really close to Disneyland. I grew up, my first time was right before I turned 3, as is my family's tradition of taking a kid before they have to buy a ticket when they turn 3. I went a bunch growing up. I marched in parades there with my high school marching band. I went to grad night there when I graduated from high school. I just grew up totally loving Disneyland and all the Disney movies and everything. As an adult, once I started having kids, I kind of instituted the family tradition of taking my kids when they were little, before they turned 3. And then we would just go once a year or so and visit my family in California and stuff. But I was living in Seattle at the time, and a bunch of my friends would say like, oh, we want to start taking our kids, but we've never been before. Like, where should we eat? Or like, what rides should we take our kids on? So I just sort of like, just for fun, because I like planning trips, I just would start like giving my friends trip ideas for their Disney vacations. And long story short, that kind of evolved into like a little side hustle I had of like selling Disneyland guides to people. And then I ended up learning about Concierge, which was founded by Concierge founder Michael Renfro. And I got in touch with him. He gave me a job as a travel planner officially, which I had just been doing for free before, and I found out I could start making money off of that. So that sounded fun. So I did that starting in 2019. And then over the years, Mike kind of started stepping back from Concierge and to focus on other things. And so he invited me to become his business partner. So we ran Concierge together for a couple years. And then at the end of last year, he just decided he was ready to retire from this magical company. And so now I am the sole owner of Concierge. And here we are. I talk Disney all day, every day.
That's totally, the dream of a lot of people.
We're okay with that.
Yeah.
Just to give a refresher as well, I guess we'll just go through the questions quick here. So when you go to Disneyland on a first day, which way do you go? Which land do you go to? And also, which tunnel? I think we've added this since you were on. Which side tunnel do you go through?
Lately, I have always been going right tunnel, which is weird because I feel like I used to go left. But anyway, I don't know. I like to go right and just see the whole thing laid out. I come around that corner. But my first land I go to is usually... I'm a west side of the park person, usually Adventureland, maybe New Orleans Square.
Perfect.
That's a popular pick. Both of those. That's the way we go. Right tunnel, then left towards Adventureland.
Yeah, that's exactly how we do it too.
Why we're friends.
Exactly. But it's like we gravitate towards those same people, right? It's like you don't even realize that you have so many things alike, and then there's weird things like that. You're like, oh, we do the same thing with that too. Like it's not even really a decision, but it is. It's a decision, right? Anyways, Lyndsey, what's your favorite attraction? You can pick anything from any of the parks if you'd like, even though this is Disneyland.
Have you been to every Disney park now?
No, I have not been to any of the Asian ones.
Okay.
Hoping to check those off one day. But I've been to, obviously, all the States ones and then Disneyland Paris. Mm-hmm. My favorite attraction, like to ride... which I guess attractions you do ride, would be Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland specifically.
What is it about pirates specifically at Disneyland that makes it like that special thing that just keeps drawing you back?
I just think it's such a good immersive ride, obviously. And it was, one of the first at Disneyland where they really just transported you to like a different place. So I love that. I love that Walt worked on it. And it beats all the other ones because of like the bayou and floating by Blue Bayou and all of that right at the beginning totally gets you in the mood. At like Disney World, it's just not the same vibes. You just get on the boat and you're off and running too fast. I need like the lead up for it.
There's a couple spectacular things at the Paris version too, though. Like they have like the sword fighters and the people like swinging over. And then like there's that. You kind of drop into the pirate battle scene. I remember, I went the first time in 2012 and I had forgotten that that's how that works. So when we went again recently, I was like, oh, wow, I don't remember any of this, but this is pretty cool. So
yeah, that one's pretty good.
But yeah,
that one
I still think the original is good.
There you go. So it's Disneyland first, Paris is second, and then Poor World is third. But that it kind of makes sense because World, they weren't really planning for there to be a Pirates of the Caribbean there, but then the popularity kind of demanded it, so they kind of shifted and okay, guess we're doing this instead. Do you have a favorite like scene or character in the attraction?
Oh, that's a good one. I actually like it at the beginning when you're going by the skeleton pirates before you get to like the animatronic pirates. I don't know. I like the guy laying in the bed with all the jewels around him and stuff. I feel like that's really fun. And then you get to, the more lifelike pirates. But at that part, it's still like so mysterious. And kind of
yes.
I love that part too. I'm so glad. This might be controversial to some people, but I also still, I liked it. I like it now better that they took out the like mist screen projection thing in that hallway. Because to me, that dark cavern kind of like was a nice transition into the battle scene. So I do like that though. And that's what Disney World misses, right? Like, because you kind of don't have all of that initial storytelling. Well, let's talk about Disney cruises, because who doesn't love a Disney cruise? I can say that I agree with that now because I've been on a Disney cruise. So you've all won me over there. So anyway, so how did it come about that you ended up on the Disney Destiny?
So Disney invited some of their top agencies to come out and preview this ship. As Teresa joined me last year, we got to do this for the Treasure before that sailed with like its official inaugural sailing. We got to do a preview. I was not expecting us to be invited back for the Destiny, so it was like a very happy surprise when I got the note inviting us. And it's an honor that Disney invites concierge to these things. Like, we are so proud because, you know, when I started as a travel agent, it was like, I think we were early partners with DLWeekly. It was like me and James and Mike, and that was kind of concierge. There wasn't a lot to us back then. And so over the past 7 years, we have grown so much. We are an earmarked agency now. We have 25 travel agents. Like, we're rolling. And I'm so proud of where concierge is. So the fact that Disney recognizes all of our hard work and invites us to stuff like this is so fun. So yes, we got the announcement that we were coming on the preview sailing, but this wasn't just any preview sailing. This was the christening. The very first time the Destiny was going to be sailing with guests. Like, when we went on the Treasure, I think there had been a couple preview sailings before ours, right?
Yep.
So that was pretty exciting. And that meant that there was going to be a couple like new things to this preview.
That's awesome.
Including one of the cool things that Lyndsey got to do and kind of be right there that the rest of us got to watch digitally was the christening ceremony itself. So can you kind of talk about what it was like to be present and actually like watch that happen in front of your eyes?
Yes. So the Destiny sails out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which we will talk about more, I'm sure, soon. But in Fort Lauderdale, they have a really cute Disney Cruise Line themed terminal there. So it feels very Disney, like even before you get on the ship. So when we were boarding on our embarkation day, I could tell like something was up because a lot of the cruise port terminal was blocked off with like big curtains, you know, like an event was going to be happening. And so I was intrigued. I'm like, oh, what is happening? So we got on the ship and, you know, we had lunch and just had our first afternoon. And then that evening, the owners of each agency. So I brought 3 of our concierge travel agents with me this time. But the owners got to leave the ship. So we got off around dinner time and went back into the cruise port terminal, and it was all set up for a party. Like, they had Disney themed treats and snacks and entertainment and all this stuff. And there were all these, like, some of the executives from Disney destinations were like walking around, so we could chat with them for a little bit. And it was just kind of like a little pre-show party. So we hung out in there. And what I didn't realize is while we were in there, the ship was actually moving. So it left the port and like drove itself over across the harbor. I
was gonna joke that they made you guys get off and then everybody else was gonna sail away, but that actually happened.
It happened. And I had no idea. I'm like, because then we go outside for the actual christening, and I'm like, wow, the ship looks like really far away. Like, what weird kind of like, you know, Disneyland illusion when you're like in a ride and you're like, that was really far. Like, no, the ship actually moved. So they drove around and positioned themselves like across the harbor, kind of way in back of this stage that they had set up, which was right outside the terminal. And so we went out there and there was like a band on the stage, and then Josh D'Amaro, everyone's favorite silver fox. And he is the president of the theme parks. I can't remember his
experiences.
Like, full title. Yes, tell me. Full title.
Chairman of Disney Experiences. Yes.
There we go. Perfect. Yes. So he's a celeb in the Disney community. Yeah. So we were all excited to see him. And then also Joe Schott came out. Can you look up his title?
President of Disney Signature Experiences.
Oh.
There you go. So he oversees Disney Cruise Line and then some other signature experiences, which are things like Adventures by Disney and stuff like that. So both of them came out to just welcome everybody and, you know, officially christen the ship, which I was disappointed to learn did not involve like a champagne bottle being smashed on the hull. That's what I thought a christening was.
It was too far away for that.
Yeah. There were no champagne bottles broken. So they just kind of were like, yay, exciting. And then they said, and now we're going to watch a show to like officially kick off the Destiny. And at that point, right behind them, behind the stage, on the ship, started this amazing show, which if anyone listening has not seen this, look it up on YouTube or Instagram or wherever. But they did a bunch of projections on the side of the ship, similar to what they do on the castles for fireworks and stuff. So a bunch of projections, but then they had a drone show too. And it had to have been over 1,000 drones flying in the air, making all of these really cool like formations. They made like this 3D pirate skull for a Pirates of the Caribbean section. They did a Lion King section because there's a Lion King restaurant on the Destiny. And then of course the grand finale was like a bunch of Hercules stuff because he plays a big part on the Destiny as well. So it was just like the coolest show. And to be outside watching it live, like Josh D'Amaro over my shoulder, surrounded by all of these travel industry people, I just like stopped at one point and looked around and like had to pinch myself because it was a magical Disney moment and one of the best of my career.
Well, and I think one of the shocking things for me was we've seen them show these christening ceremonies before, but the thing that like blew my mind is, of course, the drones. But I was trying to wrap my head around how are they doing these projections onto the ship, right? Like, yes. Where are they coming from? How are they doing it? Because it wasn't just lights, it was images. So it was like you said, it's like
and to do the whole ship.
Yeah.
Like that's big.
Yeah.
That's a lot of real estate.
Yeah. Which I have not seen a drone show in person. I've only seen them, through the magic of YouTube. But that had to have just been like larger than life feeling because you know how big these ships are, right? And then to see what the drone figures or the figures that the drones create above the ships and around the ships and how much bigger those are than the ship is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was super cool.
I found the official Disney Parks christening video on YouTube that we will link in our show notes.
Perfect. Yeah, and I could be wrong. Maybe I thought the treasure only had like maybe lights that were lighting up the ship itself. I don't remember images, and I just was like awestruck by that. And then I kept going, oh my God, Lyndsey's there. Like that was wild to just live vicariously through you, like knowing that I knew somebody like right there is crazy. Because didn't you also have, who's the godmother of the ship, isn't it?
Susan Egan.
Yes. So she's the voice of Meg from Hercules, for those of you that don't know. So that was probably pretty cool to see her there. So I'm sure she was involved a lot in that first sailing as well.
Yep.
Very, very cool. So what were your first thoughts of the ship? Because this obviously was not the first time you had been on a Disney ship, and nor was it the first time you had been on a preview cruise of a Disney ship at this point. So what were your kind of like first thoughts and takeaways of the Destiny?
Well, as you guys know, when you board a Disney cruise, you walk right into the Grand Hall. And, they announce your name and like welcome you onto the ship. And it's so exciting. And so I walked in and it like is laid out just like the treasure, but everything was different. So like
I know this, but I don't.
But it was like in my brain, I was like putting a layer over like what I remember from the treasure. And then there's new stuff in front of it. So the theme of the Destiny is heroes and villains, which is such a fun idea. And they lean into it in such cool ways. So the like big statue in the Grand Hall is Black Panther. And then the big chandelier at the top, which like on the Wish, which I would say is kind of more of like a princessy ship, kind of like a little more, quote, Disney magic. Mm-hmm. That one is like all sparkly and like pastel colors and stuff. On the Destiny, it almost looks like a crystal or something, like this crazy geometric shape coming down from the ceiling. And in the Grand Hall, they have this crazy lighting system where they can change all the colors all around the room to match like whatever hero or villain is visiting the Grand Hall right then. And so that includes the chandelier. And so it can light up all these different colors and do all these special effects and stuff. It was super, cool. So that was kind of obviously my introduction to the ship. And then just walking around, like half of the ship is all decorated with heroes. So the artwork, like everywhere you look, even the room themes, like are themed to heroes. So your room would be Hercules or Raya and the Last Dragon or whatever. And then when you get to the other half of the ship, everything switches and all of a sudden it's villains. So
That's so fun.
There's like Maleficent in the carpet, and the room themes are like a little more villainy, and all the art changes. So that's like really fun. You can kind of see how they're theming it no matter where you are.
Okay, so I have a question about this. So does that mean that like when you're booking your stateroom, if you want like a villain room or something, like, do you have to know where that is to be able to book? I mean, you have to know it. People are going to contact you to book it for them. But do you know where all of the things are, I guess?
We do as travel planners, because Disney has given us, we have like layouts of the ships.
Oh, good.
And so we can tell which rooms and decks have certain themes. So pretty much, I would say the room themes themselves all lean a little more heroic. So the room themes for the Destiny are Hercules, Mulan, Brave, Raya and the Last Dragon, Big Hero 6, The Incredibles, and Fantasia. So and then it's only certain decks that have each one. So if you want one of those specific themes, contact your concierge travel planner and they can make sure to get you in one of them.
That's such a good lineup of of IPs, because they're like Raya, come on, like, well, there's not enough Raya out there. And Big Hero 6, I feel like that's kind of making that's finally getting some recognition. But I love that it's things that that aren't kind of overdone, I guess would be a good way of saying that we don't get a lot of elsewhere. So that's really fun. Underrated themes is what that is. I love it. And like Fantasia, sign me up. That would be my pick.
Found of course, Disney Parks Blog did such a good job like promoting the ship before it like launched and everything. And they have a picture here of the character inspired room placards that identify your stateroom door. So they've got like a Baymax on it, or an Incredibles logo, or a Sorcerer Mickey. What did you get? What room did you get? Did you have a cool themed room?
Yes, we were on deck 9 and we had Brave. So that was pretty nice. Fun. I've got pictures of my headboard and stuff I can send you.
See, look, that's another one that's a good, like, underrated film. I love it.
Yep.
Amazing. So part of the other fun thing that you get to do on these preview cruises is you get to go see a lot of rooms, not just your own room. So do you want to talk about kind of like the different rooms that are on the Destiny, and then also the fun extra themed rooms if you want to do like some of the bigger, more fancy suites have all their fun theming as well?
Yes. So Disney always sets it up so that we get to tour all the types of staterooms so that, we know what we are helping people book when they're ready to take a trip. So we saw inside staterooms, ocean view staterooms, and veranda staterooms, and they set them up. There will be 2 rooms of each type, one set up for daytime and one set up for nighttime, because on Disney Cruise Line, they will turn down your room at night and, bring down a bed from the ceiling if your room includes one of those. It's kind of like a bunk bed, like one folds down from the ceiling and then the day bed turns into another bed. And some rooms also have beds that fold down from the wall. So we could see what those all look like at night also versus daytime. So that was fun. And then, yes, they open up some of the very exclusive rooms that are really hard to come by because they are very exclusive. Mm-hmm. So we toured the Funnel Suite. So on all of these new Wish class ships, the Wish, the Treasure, and the Destiny, in one of those big, iconic red funnels that make up Disney Cruise Line, they have turned one of those into a 2-story suite that sleeps, I think, 8 or 9 people. So on the Destiny, it is themed to Iron Man, which is pretty fun. Everything is like very Tony Stark and like sleek, but then they have like really cool Iron Man art. And in the rooms, they have like different artifacts and stuff. Like on one shelf, they had the little machine. But if you've seen the Iron Man movies, my son will be embarrassed with me that I can't remember this. But in one of them, it says like proof that Tony Stark has an art. You know?
What is it? The arc reactor?
It's an arc reactor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That. So they have that like in a case on a bookshelf, and just like lots of fun little Iron Man nods, and like an amazing chandelier that hangs down, and you just have these huge floor to ceiling windows for 2 stories, so you can look out at the ship, and it's just super cool. So
on the Disney Cruise website, Teresa sent me the link so I could, because I like to look at stuff while you're talking about it because I'm a visual person. The stateroom you just talked about has more square feet than my house.
Oh.
It's almost 2,000 square feet.
Including the balcony.
But still, that's a huge space for a cruise ship. Anyway.
It's crazy. So we checked that out. And then we also got to go in one of the concierge royal suites. So these are concierge level. On a Disney cruise, they have access to like a private lounge. Also, when you're concierge, you get like first dibs on everything. So you're basically never waiting in line. Like when it's embarkation day, you don't have to wait. You get to board immediately. When there are shows in the theaters, you have like VIP seating. You don't have to line up early or anything to get a good seat. So there are lots of perks like that for concierge. But these rooms, the concierge suites, sleep more people because they're a little bigger. And these are actually my personal favorite because you have your own private deck with it. So, okay, that's like normal, right? A veranda that you would have. But these verandas have your own whirlpool with like an infinity wall. So you can just sit in your own hot tub looking out. I think they're on the front of the ship. And so you can just look out and at the ocean. And as the cruise is sailing and just have your own space like that. That's amazing.
Wow.
That is incredible.
That one, we got to go in the 2-story royal suite, and that was themed to Hercules. So that was a pretty fun one.
Wow.
Very, very fun. And I think those rooms are typically on, all the concierge rooms, it seems, are typically on the pool deck level. So you've got easy access to the pools and to all the delicious food that is up there too. So that's nice to be right there as well. Super, super cool.
These rooms look amazing.
They're gorgeous. They're like works of art.
I'm never going to be able to stay in one, but they look really cool. And I'm jealous of the people who can. I don't know about that. Okay, so I got to ask about something that I particularly am interested in with the newer ships in general. What is new in entertainment on the Destiny?
Yes. Okay. So the big news of the Destiny is that they have a brand new stage show that's Hercules. So and all of the shows on Disney Cruise Lines are like Broadway style. So it's just, if you've ever seen like Frozen on Broadway or Lion King on Broadway, you kind of have an idea.
Or think back to when the Hyperion at Disneyland,
right?
Disney California Adventure had shows. That level is what you're seeing on these cruise ships.
Exactly. But because it's a cruise ship, they are like a little limited on space. It does not feel small. The theater is huge. It's like 2 levels. It's very big. But the stage area it's just not as deep, I guess, as you could get on other places. And so they do all sorts of cool stuff with like projections and special effects. And even in the theater itself, they're like doing stuff on the walls and, I won't spoil anything, but sometimes things fall from the ceiling and there's just all sorts of like cool special effects. So the Hercules show is amazing. I personally love Hercules. As a kid, I watched that movie a lot. I love the soundtrack. So to be able to see it performed live was cool. They just have like amazing actors and performers that are really fun. So that is kind of the headlining show of the Destiny. And then they also have Frozen, which is on a couple other Disney ships, which I had never seen before. And it was great.
It's adorable.
It was just as good as Hercules. And then they have another show. I can't remember which one. We didn't get to see it because our sailing was schedule was a little wonky with the christening. So we really only had like 2 nights of the regular dining rotation and shows. But yeah, those were really cool. And then something else that Teresa might remember from The Treasure, the Destiny also has kind of these 2 storytellers. It's a guy and a girl, And they walk around the ship and they pop up at all different times. So they're like at the sail away party. They're doing story time in the Grand Hall. They have their own show in one of the lounges at night that's like adults only and hilarious and so good. So we saw a couple of those on the Treasure and we were like fangirling over them. Remember? They were so good.
They were amazing.
So they have new ones on the Destiny. Their names are Zaya and Gamble, and they were also just fantastic. So I highly recommend tracking these guys down if you're on these ships.
Did they do the same style comedy show, adult comedy show like they had on the Treasure that we were just like dying because it was so ridiculous and so fun?
Yes, totally. It's kind of like a sketch comedy, but like they're reenacting some famous movie, right? Like ours on the Treasure was about Indiana Jones, I think. So on the Destiny, they just did a whole bunch of different skits of different superheroes and like the character trait that they portray. So yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but it was hilarious and really entertaining.
That third show, Lyndsey, it's bothering me. I think it's called like something like, I always call them, each ship has one, and it's kind of like the Disney mashup show because it's some original storyline, but it then includes all sorts of different characters and different other Disney stories. I think this one's called like Seize the Adventure.
Yes, you are right. I just checked. It is Seize the Adventure. Yeah. And yeah, you're totally right. It's usually like familiar Disney songs and a bunch of different characters. So it's always just really fun. Usually if you have like a favorite random character, they'll usually pop up.
It's kind of like, again, going back to like Disneyland, think like Mickey and the Magical Map, how that was its own unique storyline, but then it pulled in other characters and like kind of brought their world into whatever the story was for the main overarching thing. So it's super fun, even though it's not a title that you'll recognize. There'll be plenty of parts and pieces of the actual production that you do recognize. We're going to kind of stick on entertainment. I want to know, because something new for the Destiny was they like plussed character interactions, I guess is what I'm going to call it. So you can like have different styles of interactions. Specifically, I think it was with villains. And then you can really anywhere else. So can you kind of talk about those extra character experiences?
Yes. So I've been on a handful of Disney cruises, and a lot of the time, I mean, there are characters everywhere. And once you get on the ship and you load your Navigator app and connect it to the ship Wi-Fi, the app will kind of spit out a schedule for you of all the characters and where they are on the ship. And it feels like every hour there's like someone else in a different location. So it's a really great way to see characters. And there usually are some lines, but I feel like it's a little easier on a cruise ship versus the theme parks where you're having to like wait in line for a long time. You only have like a couple seconds with them at Disneyland, you know, or you catch them walking by or something. But on a cruise ship, you can kind of have a little more time with them, but it is still very much just like, you know, a meet and greet. So what is different about the Destiny is, especially with the villains, like you said, they have all of these like small group interactions. So you're not just lining up to take a picture with a villain, you are like really hanging out with them. So Cruella de Vil, for example, she is a big character on the Destiny. There's a lounge dedicated to her, and she is a character that is like walking around and stuff. And some evenings in her lounge, if you're in there, she does this whole interactive thing where you're like rewriting the song Cruella de Vil with her and like singing and hanging out. So, I mean, this is like, these characters are like alive and like hanging out with you. So that's just one example. We went to one with Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog. And this was kind of, I feel like the internet is probably spreading word about this a little bit, but it was kind of like a secret character meet and greet when we were on there. They don't really publicize it a lot. And on the app, it just says like Dr. Facilier's salon or something like that. But basically, he takes over one of the small studios in like the photo area. And they only let in like 8 or 10 people at a time. And so you go into this tiny room and it's all decorated like Princess and the Frog. And he's sitting behind the table. And you walk in and they like slam the door behind you and it's all like quiet and kind of dark in there. And he is so scary. And so he starts, talking to you in kind of like a creepy way. And then I won't give it away, but he does a little magic in there with you that you get to participate in. And you kind of leave being like, okay, what just happened? But it was super cool. Like, I felt like I was like living the Dr. Facilier experience. So
like in the movie, it's like his little, I don't know, whatever you call it, his little, when he's singing his song and you're like, step up to my table. It felt like that.
Exactly. You literally step up to his table. Yeah. And he is this scary dude. So those are only a couple examples, but they even have some heroes as well. So Spider-Man, you can hang out with him for a little bit and he'll teach you some of his moves, which I think I have 3 boys of my own who would die to do something like that. Loki walks around and he's like chatting with everybody and, being very Loki. So that's kind of fun. There are some smaller group interactions with like Maleficent. And yeah, it's a really cool experience to feel like you're getting really good one-on-one time with all these characters.
I think I saw too that I think Cruella de Vil may have like a fashion show or like a runway show at one point with cruise guests.
Totally, that too, yep.
That almost feels like Oogie Boogie Bash, how you have like Syndrome this past year was like critiquing people on their superhero costumes as he was walking by. So like think that, but Cruella de Vil. So she's teaching you how to walk up and down the runway.
Yep.
I love it.
So I've got kind of 2 things, but I'll start with I'll ask one and then I'll let Teresa get a question and then we can come back to my second one. So we've talked about like some of the entertainment and stuff like the shows and some of the character meet and greets and stuff. What is different, if anything, of like up on deck, like entertainment wise? Like I always feel bad saying, because I feel like I'm going to say the wrong thing. Do they have, is it the Aqua Mouse or the Aqua or like it's different on each thing, right? Like what's this one? Oh, good. You don't have it at the top of your
when you said Aqua Mouse, I was like, wait, is that the name? Because there's all sorts of aqua things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aqua Mouse.
It is the Aqua Mouse. So that is Disney's first attraction at sea. They started it with the Wish and it's been on the Treasure and the Destiny, but each ship has a different version of it. Oh. And sadly, I did not get to see it on the Destiny because one of our days on the ship, it was like freezing cold and we were running around touring all the rooms and stuff. So I was like, okay, we'll get it tomorrow. It was our Castaway Key day. So I'll already have my bathing suit on. And so that day, it was only open certain hours. And when we came to ride it, we were in line and it broke down.
Oh no.
I think they were still working out some of the getting it fully operational for the inaugural sailing. So I didn't get to go on it, but I have been on it on the Treasure, and yeah, it's really fun. So it's a water slide with like a storyline as you're floating along. So it's pretty fun.
It is.
Was there any other new, different things up on deck on this ship than the other ships, or are they kind of similar now?
Kind of the same pattern. Like there's always a sail away party the day you leave. There's pirate night, which is always a winner. They've got a couple of deck shows for that. Yeah, I would say most of the stuff up there is similar.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got, of course, like the pools. There's a little Toy Story themed splash zone that is also, for sure on the Treasure. I'm going to assume it's on the Wish too.
Mm-hmm.
They have a little kids slide. It's called Slidosaurus Rex, which I think is so adorable. And then there's like the adult dinings up there too. The adult only portion of like the deck is up there. So yeah, that stuff's all kind of similar. Well, we have so much more to talk about with Lyndsey that we decided to split this into 2 episodes because we haven't even gotten halfway through the ship yet. So join us next week for more information with Lyndsey about the newest ship, the Disney Destiny. Well, we first spoke with our friends over at Where in the Park back on episode 265. Amanda, Kevin, and Kim create amazing and fun seek and find scavenger hunt games in theme parks all over the United States. Whether you want a challenge at the Disneyland Resort or you want to explore a new place like Universal Studios, Knott's Berry Farm, or SeaWorld, there are fun game packs for everyone. For the digital folk, they even have some digital options. From beginner to expert, Where in the Park is perfect for a first-time visit to experience the small details that make the parks wonderful places to visit or to challenge yourself on your 10,000th visit to see how well you know all the small details. Where in the Park is for you. Visit the link in our show notes to get started. And look at that. Cyber Week sale is going on right now to 15% off until this Friday. Otherwise, if you use our promo code DLWeekly or just use the link in our show notes or on our website, you also get 10% off for being a friend of the podcast.
Looks like we're coming in for a landing, gang. But please stay listening until trivia comes to a stop. And then you can walk to the nearest exit. Thanks for listening to the 8th wonder of the world, DLWeekly.
Welcome back to Trivia Land, where we are going to find out the answers to tonight's questions and see how Tag and Teresa and you listening at home did.
I'm confident on one.
Well,
that's not
Which one are you confident on?
I'm confident
the
on the Mark Twain.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the one you're confident on?
Oh no, and the Small World one.
Okay, yep.
All right, well, let's find out, shall we?
This is where our dreams get dashed.
Your first question from listener Todd B. The trash cans for Toontown are taken care of by M.A.G.I.C. What do those letters stand for? You said Maintenance and Garbage Something Crew. The correct answer that I was looking for was the Municipal Agency of Garbage Identification and Collection.
Oh.
We got 1 out of 5 words.
What did you say? What was the first word?
Municipal Agency of Garbage Identification and Collection.
Wow.
Municipal Agency of Garbage. I like it. Identification and Collection.
There you go.
Yep.
Interesting. We got garbage right. That was it.
Which
we could have gotten nothing right.
That's true.
Cans.
That's true.
Yeah.
However, I do think maintenance and garbage identification crew could have worked.
Yeah.
now that we have an idea for an eye.
There we go.
Your second listener submitted question from listener Todd B. Again. In San Francisco
Yay, Todd
Square.
B.
Yay, Todd B. Thank you for awesome questions. In San Francisco Square, near the Baby Care Center, there is a Measure Your Height chart that features Baymax. On this chart, how tall is Baymax listed at? Teresa said 7 foot 2 inches. Tag said 6 foot. The correct answer that I was looking for, canon in the Baymax universe, he is 6 foot 2 inches tall.
Look at that. If you and I would have
together,
joined forces, we would have gotten it.
If you would have Captain Planeted that or something.
Captain Planet.
Your powers combined.
There you go.
Yeah. Your third listener submitted question from listener Andy M. How many decks are on the Mark Twain riverboat, and which one is the top deck? You said there are 4 total decks, and the top is the wheelhouse. The correct answer that I was looking for, 4 total decks. The promenade deck, the Texas or Sun deck, the main deck, and the top deck that includes the captain quarters and the wheelhouse is known as the pilot house.
So we didn't get that one either. The one...
We got 4 decks, though.
We did get 4 decks.
By the way, I really appreciate that he provided the names of all of the decks.
I didn't realize that they all had a name. That was
also, cool. I appreciate that he did not ask us to name all of the decks.
Yes, which
also
many people that submit questions would have done exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was looking at the answer, I was like, wow, that was very kind.
That was very kind. Well, hopefully the second one that we had some confidence on is going to go better for us.
And your fourth and final regular round question from listener Ryan P. Where is the Canadian representation in It's a Small World? What is it, and what is the nickname Canadians call this type of person? You said that it was the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Officer, which Canadians call a Mountie, and you said that it was leaving the polar area, kind of getting into London-ish,
like
and
the
there's
European
hula girls
something.
Dancing, really shaking their You got off on a tangent, and I couldn't write fast
We were talking,
enough.
the Can Girls is what's in that section, which then got Tag thinking about dancers.
Yeah.
Which then went to the hula girls.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is towards the end of the attraction, so it has nothing to do with the Mountie.
Got it. The answer that I was looking for was entering a doorway into North America. There is an indigenous-style art above the door and a Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer wearing the red serge, or the dress uniform of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and he is nicknamed the Mountie.
Woo!
So I'm not certain if you're both thinking about the same doorway, but you had the doorway, and you had the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and you had the Mountie, so I'm giving you credit. You got
Good
that
job.
one right
Thank
enough. On Wait, Don't Tell Me, 2 out of 3 is a win, so...
Oh, yeah. So there's like the polar thing on the side, and then on the right side. So this is all like the Nordic and cold, like North Pole-y kind of stuff.
Or very northern North America.
Yeah. And then you've got the Mountie with the like bird on his head.
on his head.
And then it goes.
2 teeth.
And where did you say it goes into, Vern? So it goes from the one room into what's the next room?
According to the listener, it's entering the doorway into North America.
Ah. Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And your bonus question tonight from listener Sean. How many numbered parking aisles and lettered sections were there when parking was 25 cents? Tag said 45 aisles and 8 sections. Teresa said 20 aisles and 16 sections. I gave you a range, 1955 to 1966, because that was the time period that parking was 25 cents. In 1955, the original opening of the park, you could go to one of 20 aisles.
Look at Teresa!
And go to sections A through M, or 13 sections.
Oh, dang it.
You were so close.
And in 1966... you could go to one of 30 aisles and go to sections A through M, or 13 sections.
13 sections, though.
Good job,
Dang.
Teresa. You're so close on that.
That was pretty impressive for a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
So well done on the 20 aisles, Teresa. And Tag, you...
I was here.
I was just adding extra parking.
You played along well,
for
Tag.
the folks.
Sure.
And then all the time period in between, I wasn't going to break it down
That's
on
okay.
each of the 11 years.
That's okay.
Sorry. But, well, listeners, how did you do listening at home? How do you think Tag and Teresa did? Do you have that perfect question that's going to really stump them next time? Well, if you do, please feel free to send that in to us at dlweekly.net/trivia.
It's really not that hard to stump us, but that's okay. Well, we will be back next week with more Disneyland news and information.
Until then, go out and enjoy the parks.
And a special thank you to Sidel for editing the podcast, Andy Mack for all the wonderful character transitions, and to James D for supporting at the Club 33 level.
I am the podcast that flaps in the night. I am the cliffhanger that has you hitting like and subscribe. I am DLWeekly.